Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, scheduling permitted, to address whatever topics you might like to discuss, whatever issues of life you find challenging or that you find difficult to navigate. We are here because God is concerned about that which concerns you. So you may call or text every day on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. You can discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships. As always, whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind, God is concerned about that which concerns you. And so we are here in 3D, brought to you by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature? It is untouched by man. It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock. The water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery. And you'll save money at FijiWater.com. This is Earth's finest water. And as we are here in the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, I want to say to all of our listeners and viewers who continue giving on the give segment of our app at New Life Delaware, and those of you that give on our website on the contribution page, and those of you that have made a weekly and monthly commitment to support the broadcast, we thank you for your commitment and your support as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here to address whatever topics you might like to discuss, whatever issues of life you find challenging or that you find difficult to navigate. Right here in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, you can hear from God. Whatever God speaks to me, I'm going to speak to you concerning the issues of life and the challenges that we all face. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you are having difficulty managing your money. Okay, so you want to know how can you really be more effective and efficient with your money. This is a great question, and this is really significant for all of our listeners and viewers. So I'm really going to say thank you for sending in this communication, even though we don't want you being challenged with your finances, but I'm thankful that you sent this in because this is going to help so many people. As we talked about yesterday, being the chief financial officer of your own life, of the You Incorporated. So we're going to spend some time today talking about the COO, the chief operating officer. But you really want to include that in the operation of your life, being able to manage your finances effectively and efficiently, and that's why you have to be a good CFO. You have to make certain that you manage every dollar effectively and efficiently. So I'm going to break this down for you in a way that is going to help all of our listeners and viewers also. So there are so many moving parts to the way we manage our money, our assets. And we have to manage them in a way, first of all, that we're effective. So that means getting them, there's an old adage, bang for our buck. Getting the biggest bang for our buck. So that means that we want to really get value for our dollars. So we have to decide, how can we get a better value for our dollars? Now, watch this. For years, many of us, and I'm going to use this example, many of us have purchased Clorox bleach. And this is not an advertisement for Clorox or the holding company for Clorox. I just want to say this. One thing we've learned along the way is that bleach is bleach. If you look at the ingredients on the side of the bottle, you will find, whether it's Clorox or whether it's just, if it's a container that just says bleach, They all have the same, they all have the same ingredients. What happened is that along the way we've trained our brain to become brand loyal. Now there is a purpose to being brand loyal to certain things, especially if they come with a lifetime warranty. Okay? But the reality is there are certain things that we've been spending additional money on that we really don't need to spend additional money. Now, if you own shares of the publicly traded company that manufactures bleach, Clorox, then you're happy that people are buying Clorox bleach. You're happy that the marketing and advertising has worked and it has trained the brain, trained the behavior of consumers to be brand loyal to your product. But bleach is bleach. So you might have to spend $1.50 more, maybe $2 more for a bottle of one brand of bleach versus just buying a store brand bleach. The reality is that bleach is bleach. So you're not getting the value for your dollars. If we're going to be effective, we have to make certain that we purchase for value. Now, value comes in many forms. So I gave you the example of bleach. However, there are certain products that you can purchase that come with a lifetime warranty, and if something goes wrong with that product, you can return it and they'll either repair or replace, depending on the product. That's getting value for your money. If you can buy something in the 80s that is still relevant in 2021 and still has a lifetime warranty on it, you're good. You've gotten value for what you've purchased. We want to make certain that we're effective with our dollars. And that's how we manage our money effectively. Now, efficiently means that we have to watch everything that happens during the course of our purchases. We need to be aware of our prices. We need to know where we're going to shop. We need to know that the places we're shopping have a better price than some of the other stores. I'm not suggesting that you run all over, God's creation, 30 minutes drive time to save a dollar. That's not what I'm suggesting to you, because you've got to take into consideration the cost of time and the cost of gasoline and wear and tear on your automobile. So being efficient means we have to examine everything. We have to examine where we're spending our dollars. We have to examine how we're spending our dollars, and we have to make certain that we're getting the best value for our dollars. So this is part of managing your money. These are the examples of being effective and efficient with your dollars. Now, there's another issue going on with you, and I'm going to address that also. Your money management has always been a problem. It's not new. So it's good that we're having this segment of the broadcast right now. However, so is your time. You've got to recognize that if you waste time, you'll waste money. There's a cost value to time. And as we get into tomorrow's segment, when I talk about being the chief investment officer of your life, one of the things that I'm going to explain is how the longer you stay invested in certain things, the cost value of time is going to increase your return on investment. So you've got to really master your time and your money. You have to rule over your time and your money. You've got to stop letting other people waste your time. So you didn't say this in your communication. You didn't even mention the time. You talked about your money, but God showed me that secret place of your life. And I've always said, if you show me someone that wastes their time, I'll show you someone that wastes their money. But you've also got to stop allowing other people to waste your time. You have to make certain that other people understand that there's value to your time. And when you become effective and efficient in managing your time, you're also going to become effective and efficient in managing your money. But for all of our listeners and viewers, let's do a better job. So we have to pay attention to everything that we do with our capital assets. You got to keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. I know somebody's going to think, Pastor, that's part of a pop culture lyric. Yeah, it is. But the truth of the matter is, that's how we're going to be effective and efficient. It's keeping our mind on our money and our money on our mind. So you've got to be thinking about where you're allocating your capital. You've got to be thinking about how are you going to get the best return on the investment of your money that's even spent. Not just the money that you save to invest, but the money that you spend or that you spend on a daily basis. How are you going to get the best return on the investment of that capital that you allocate for whatever purpose, for whatever you purchase? How am I going to maximize the return on that investment? Am I really aware of where I'm going to spend my money and how I'm going to spend my money and the return that is going to give me? That has to be part of the equation if you're going to manage your money effectively and efficiently. So you want to know how can you really be more effective? Well, become effective and efficient in both your time and your money. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest nationwide 5G provider at no extra charge. So if you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will place you into our queue. We will move you and place you into our queue so that you can become a T-Mobile customer and so that you can experience America's largest and fastest 5G network at no extra charge. So taxes and fees will be included in your bill, and if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill at T-Mobile, America's largest nationwide 5G provider at no extra charge. So I want to encourage all of our listeners and viewers, we want to maximize our partnership with T-Mobile, and it costs you nothing more. We want to maximize our partnership with T-Mobile this year by you becoming a T-Mobile customer. Let us place you into our queue so that you can become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest and fastest nationwide 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you have always believed in the opportunity to live a life of the rich and famous. However, it is not happening for you, and you want to know what more can you do to become what you have always dreamed of becoming. So let me begin by saying this. You have been pursuing a career in entertainment. I get it. The first thing you have to recognize is that you have to continue perfecting your craft. You have to accept the fact that there are no overnight successes. You have to well, first of all, you've got to protect your anointing by protecting your craft, by perfecting your craft. Do the things that, so let me break this down for you. If you're going to be a singer, one of the things you want to do to improve your voice is stop drinking with your friends. Stop going out and drinking with your friends and drinking when you are at home with your friends, having right now COVID happy hours on Zoom. Stop. Because that's going to eventually have an impact on your voice. The second thing is you have to sing every day. You have to continue to exercise those muscles every single day. And then work to perfect your craft. And the way that you perfect your craft is, first of all, by singing every day. And second of all, by doing the necessary exercises, practicing the techniques, and mastering the craft. To master anything, it takes 10,000 hours. And until you can record yourself singing for 10,000 hours, you haven't mastered the craft. Of course, you're going to have to put yourself in a position to be discovered, to be marketable, to do the things. And there's a lot of things that you can do on your own now to get you heard later. But you've got to stop thinking and believing that it's going to happen for you overnight, because there's no such thing as an overnight success. And then the next thing you have to realize is that it may not be for you to be rich and famous. It may just be for you to be wealthy. Because there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. But it may just be for you to be wealthy, not rich and famous. You may end up doing what you love by giving voice lessons to others. You may end up using your voice to bring God His glory, but you can build wealth. The problem is that it's the language. It's that you've been telling yourself for so long that you want to be rich and famous that you don't realize that you have the opportunity to build wealth. Everyone has the opportunity to build wealth now. And, I've often said opportunities will come. If we're prepared, we can tap into the opportunities. But now you have the opportunity to invest like everyone else. Every discretionary dollar that you have, you can save and invest on platforms like Schwab.com, which TD Ameritrade and Schwab have merged. So you can now place incremental amounts in a trading account that will grow over time, that will allow you to build wealth, that will allow you to increase your wealth over a significant period of time. You have that opportunity. You have the opportunity to build wealth by saving and investing. You can't save your way to wealth, but you can save and invest your way to wealth. So you've got to recognize that even if you're not rich and famous, you have the opportunity to be wealthy. Because being rich is not, I'll use an analogy that was used by a professional basketball player who made a comment once and said, people think that he's rich. I'm paraphrasing. People think that he's rich, but he's not rich. The man who signs his checks is rich. Well, actually, by all of man's standards, he may be rich, but he's right. The person who signs his check is wealthy. So we've got to recognize that we've got to change our thought process about life and the way we choose to live life and the way we work to accomplish what we desire in life. And most importantly, accomplish what God has purposed for our lives. So I'm not going to tell you that you cannot become rich and famous. You just have to perfect your gift, perfect your talent, and master your talent. Keep doing what you're doing until you have the opportunity to break through the obstacles that come with being in the entertainment industry, being a professional in that industry. Forget about the fame and focus on perfecting your craft, mastering your talent. Fame may come with that. But even when it comes, how do you handle it if you're not prepared for it? How do you handle the rich and the famous? How do you handle the wealthy and the famous? Because if you're concerned right now that you haven't become rich and famous, what are you going to do when it happens? So we've got to think about all of those things. Can't just get tunnel visioned on this is what I want to happen. This is what I expect to happen. But what are you going to do once it happens? Are you prepared for the blessing? Have you mastered your gift, your talent, and your behavior? Because you've got to master that also. If wealth and fame come, you've got to be able to master your behavior. And the more we focus on being the best version of ourselves, mastering every aspect of our lives, letting Jesus lord over our lives. But we have to master the dominion that God has given to each and every one of us. The dominion over our lives. And that requires that we master so many aspects of our lives. You will have success. The level of success is going to be determined by the work that you put in to master your craft. This segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by Charles Tyrwhitt, located in London, the UK. They also have stores in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and at the King of Prussia Mall in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. So if you're in any of those areas, check for their store hours, stop in at the retail stores. They have everything a man could possibly need. Shirts for men, ties for men, suits for men, and accessories. If you're not in any of those areas, you can order from Charles Tyrwhitt at ctshirts.com. They will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. And the White Company, located in London, the UK. They also have a store on Fifth Avenue in New York. If you're in New York, stop in at their retail store. They have everything that you could possibly need. Home goods, clothing for men, women, and children. If you're not in New York, you can order from The White Company at thewhitecompany.com. They too will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you have been so busy that you do not feel that you have time for yourself. And you want to know what adjustments can you make to have more time. So let me, again, address time is a critical piece of our experiencing the fullness of God in our lives. So let me begin by saying this. First of all, we all have the same amount of time in every single day. We all have the exact same amount of time. No one person has more time than another. It's how we manage our time that is going to determine the success that we have in every day. What we achieve, what we accomplish in every single day. How do we manage our time? So I've used some analogies previously to talk about, managing the entire day effectively and efficiently. Today I want to give you a couple of scenarios in addition to those aspects. So I've talked about how, we can manage 10 hours of our day by focusing on the administrative aspects of our day, the development aspects, the management aspects, the operational aspects, and the marketing aspects and the operational aspects of our day. That's a 10-hour business workday. Now I'm going to expand that by saying that one of the things that we can do to manage our time more effectively and efficiently is to focus on every minute of the day means something. So what am I getting out of the 60 minutes that are in every hour? So I'm breaking it down a little further. I've talked about the 2-hour segments that take you through a entire business day for 10 hours. More importantly, we have to recognize that every minute of every hour, if we're going to perform at the highest level, every minute has to mean something. So what are we getting from every minute of every day? And you want more time, but really what you want is to maximize your performance. You think it's because you don't have enough time for yourself, but you are yourself. You have to become the best version of you. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is by maximizing every minute. I know you were looking for something more relaxing. You wanted me to say, you were hoping I was going to say, take some time to yourself every day and relax. No, what I'm going to say is you'll find it more rewarding if every minute of every day means something to you. And that's going to take me right into being the chief operating officer of your life. So today's segment on You Inc. is COO, Chief Operating Officer. So you have to set objectives for your life and your family for every minute of every day. And drive the vision that you have for you and your family with an operational strategy. So we've got to be strategic about every minute of every day. There's 60 minutes in every hour. We know there's 24 hours in every day. That is the end of every day. What are we going to accomplish in the 60 minutes of every one of those hours? Now, 8 of those hours you should be getting sleep. So that leaves 16 hours. Pardon me, that leaves 16 hours. And 10 of those hours we should be focused on our professional career and development. So that takes up 18 hours of our day, minimum of 8 hours sleep, 10 hours of work, of 10 hours of performance in our career, professional development in our career. So that's going to leave us, that already has taken up 18 hours of our day. So that's going to leave us with 6 hours. You know, in those 6 hours, you're going to find it more rewarding not to spend time trying to find ways to have more what you've identified as you time, and spend it on how can I become a better version of myself in this hour? What can I do that will translate strategically into actionable goals for performance and growth? Something that I can implement that is going to allow me to grow and that is going to ensure I perform at a higher level, at the highest level. So what I'm going to encourage everyone to do is to develop a performance management system. It will help you to manage your daily, monthly, and annual performance. Performance management system. And all that is going to do is going to allow you to analyze and measure your success, the success of your family, the operational aspects of your household and your family, the productivity and the achievements. And the way that we do that is by building a higher standard culture for our family, for our lives and our family, daily, monthly, measure and analyze and measure the internal operations of your household, your life.